name's Victore.
Burning questions.
Yeah.
Howdy, this is James Victore. You love me. And this is Burning Questions. You love it. And I want to share a story with you. I was recently on a Skype mentoring call, I guess you'd call it. There's a couple people, a handful of people who I work with, and it was a prominent writer, fairly well known in a circle. And she was, her question she was asking is, why me? And it was funny because at this point in her career, she's an adult, she's published, she teaches, she's prominent, at this point in her career, to ask why me, I thought was pretty fascinating. And what that is it's the same question you have. It's the same question I have. Why me? Am I worthy to be doing these burning questions? To be doling out advice? Have I experienced enough? What separates me from everybody else? Why me? And I had to tell her, I said, listen, this is classic reluctant hero. You, out there, you're the reluctant hero. You have a calling. The powers said, you must go and be successful and creative. And you're like, really? Why me? Why me? It's fascinating. And what that is to me is it's fear of our voice. It's fear of who we are. And, when I say how to find your voice, I mean, little bells go off, associations go off in your head. And how to find your voice is not about telling people off or being able to voice up in a meeting. It is those things, but more importantly, it's just about expressing yourself and expressing yourself creatively. Right? And also the idea of finding your voice is an interesting idea because, it sounds like you have to go on a journey. Go on a journey. You must find your voice, Padawan. You must climb the mountains of Kilimanjaro, right? And go up and find, a flower and boil that flower down like some Batman routine, right? It's often when I'm dealing with these people that I mentor, the idea is not to help them find their voice, but to help them express their voice, to help them uncover it. They have it already. You were born with it. I have people write into me and they're like, could you give me my voice? Or what if you don't have one? Hilarious. You have one. You were given it at birth. You just need to use it. You need to practice it. And practice it. What happens when you start practicing anything, when you practice anything, you become good at it. And this is just good at being yourself. Not trying, not pretending. Listen, if we were 300 years ago and we were painters, we would apprentice under the masters, right? And what you do is and it's what you did with your parents, you started mimicking. You mimic what the masters do. You mimic what authority does in order to eventually, hopefully, find your own way, right? But a lot of us don't get past that apprenticeship. So that's why a lot of graphic design looks alike, because we're still mimicking authority. We're still mimicking popular trends because we're afraid to express our own. Even Picasso famously said, when I was a child, I drew like a genius. It took me my entire lifetime to learn how to draw like a child. And what he meant by that, and I can't say, what he really meant was, but what I gather from it is that child is who he is. Because we drew like a genius means he drew like Rembrandt. And he did. He drew from life. He drew what he saw out in the world, but not this. He wasn't coming from here. And that's the good stuff. That's the important stuff. You know, and like I said, it's a process. It's a process to recognize your opinion and the process to practice putting it out into the world. Because I'll tell you, baby, people want it. You know, I often sit back and go, why me? Really? I got to do this? I'm past that point. You're past that point. You're an adult. You're watching me. You don't need any permission. Go get it. It's not about finding your voice. It's about using your voice and expressing yourself creatively. I'm James Victore, practicing being James Victore. You are awesome. Practice being you. And burning questions. Have a damn opinion. Love something other than yourself. And do those two things in order to make work that matters. This is Burning Questions. You are awesome. I dig you completely. I do. I do. I don't even know you. See you next week. Adios.